everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to join your crochet squares using the join as you go method. Now this is part one of a two-part video. In part one, I'm going to be showing you how to join these squares together in the join as you go method. We haven't covered that yet here on YouTube, and I thought it would be a nice way to learn something new. And then when we're done with this panel, I'm going to show you how to turn it into a crochet zipper pouch. So make sure to come back next week for part two of this video. But for now, let's go ahead and get started with today's tutorial. If you don't know how to crochet a granny square or these little sunburst squares, I'm going to refer you back to that video because I go in detail on how to make these squares. So today we're just going to show you how to join them together and turn them into a zipper pouch. So for our join as you go method, we're going to be starting down in this corner. To start, we're going to go up the side and across the top of square one. We're going to join to square two, go around square two, then come down all the way down to the center back to the bottom of square one. Again, we'll pick up square three, go up the side of square three, across the top, pick up square four, and then make our way back around to our starting point. So we're going to start by making a slip knot, which means we're going to create a loop and just pull our tail through that loop and just pull it tight, and then we can stick our hoop onto our crochet hook. And we're going to start, like I said, going up this edge. And so I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to stick it in this first corner space, just through that space, yarn over and pull up a loop and just pull that loop through. So now we're just joined with our ball of yarn over here. I'm going to chain up two. And then in this corner space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So a double crochet is a yarn over. We're going to go through that space, pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And this first chain counts as 1, so that's 2, so we just need 1 more. So again, yarn over, go into that center space and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is going to be our first corner, and once we come back around, we'll join up with this corner. Next, we're going to do 3 more double crochets in the next space on our side space here. So yarn over, go in there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 3. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we've got 2 double crochets and we just need 1 more. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's our first side panel. We're going to do 3 double crochets in each space across, and then I'll show you how to handle this corner unit. So yarn over, we're going to go into this next space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do another one in this space and our third one. And if I'm going too fast with these double crochets, check out my granny square, how to make a granny square video. I go a lot slower in that video. So that's our 3 double crochets in this space. Next we're going to do 3 in this space. So again, yarn over, go into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We need 2 more. That was our first one. So pull through 2, pull through 2. We need 1 more. Pull through 2, pull through 2. All right, so there's 3. We have 1 more space here. So we're going to do that one next with 3 double crochets. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And now our next space is going to be this corner space. And so we're going to yarn over. We're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So we worked our way up the side. We're going to come now back across this top. So since we are at a corner, we're going to do our regular corner, which is a chain 2. And then we're going to do 3 more double crochets in that same corner space. All of the corners on granny squares look like this. So we've got our corner. And now we're just going to run across this top edge and we're going to do 3 double crochets in each of these spaces along the side. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 1, 2, 3. We need 3 in this next space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now 1, 2, and 3 in our final space. And now we're up to our corner. So here's our corner space. So normally we would do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets all in this corner, just like we did here. But we're actually going to join to this square next. So we're only going to do half of our corner. So we're going to do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we have finished with 3 double crochets in our corner space. Normally we would chain 2 and then put 3 more double crochets and keep going down this side, but instead we're going to join with this next square. So in order to do that, we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to go into this space. Now I'm just going to turn it this way so that I can work back across this square a little bit easier. And so we're going to go into this space with a 3 double crochets. I'm going to scoot these out of the way. Okay, so we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into our corner space just like we normally would. Pull up a loop, yarn, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first double crochet. We need 2 more. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through a loop, and pull through a loop. So now we've got our squares joined here, and we've got our first set of 3 double crochets which match these first 3 double crochets. Now normally we would just go right into this next space with 3 more double crochets, but we're going to join it to this square in the spaces. So here's our 3 double crochets on this corner, here's our 3 on this corner, here is our cluster space, space, space. We're going to be joining in these spaces. We're going to do 3 double crochets, join, 3 double crochets, join. And we're going to do that all the way across, and that'll join these together. So I'm going to put my loop back on my hook. I'm going to put my hook into this space. I'm going to just yarn over and pull up a loop. So I have the 2, pull that loop through the one already on your hook, and that's now joined those, and we can move on. So now we're going to do 3 double crochets. We're going to yarn over in our next space. So yarn over and 3 double crochets in this next space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, and our next space is right here. So we're going to join in this space. So we're going to put our hook through that space, pull up a loop, and pull that loop through so it's joined. All right, now here's our next space. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this space. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and again we're going to join in our next space. So here's our next space. We're going to put our hook in that next space, pull up a loop, and pull that loop through to join it. All right, and then here's our next side space on this square. So again, 3 double crochets in that next side space. And I try to just move that other square out of my way. I mean, you're joining them so it starts getting a little bit in the way, but I do try and just fold it back so it's out of my way so I can just work in this square. So there's the 3. Here's our next space. So again, pull up a loop and join. Here's our next space for 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Here's our next space here, so we're going to put our hook in, pull through a loop, and pull that through to join. And now We've got our joins all the way across. Now we're at our corner spaces. So same deal. I'm going to run, 3 double crochets in our corner. 1, 2, and 3. And again, we need to join with this corner. So just put your hook in, yarn over, and join with a slip stitch. All right, so I'm going to put this the way that we were going originally so you can see where we're at. So we started here, we came up the side, across, joined, and then came back across here with all of those joins, and they're joined right here in those spaces. So join, 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 join. All right, and now we're back to our corner over here on this square. So we can actually just continue on. We can chain 2 like we would normally do for a corner, and then 3 more double crochets in this corner. So 1, 2, and 3. So now we've completed that corner. That's with our join, and now we're going to go back up this side and across the top just like we normally would. So that means 3 double crochets in each of these spaces. When you get to this corner space here, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then 3 double crochets, 3 double, 3 double, 3 double, and then we'll be back to this corner. So 3 double crochets in this first space. 1, 2, 3. 3 in this next space. And if you need me to slow down on the double crochets, I highly suggest taking a look back at my granny square, my regular granny square video tutorial. I go nice and slow there and explain it every step of the way, but by this point I'm assuming you've got the gist of the double crochet. And now we're in our corner space. So now we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And by the way, this is US terms. UK terms are going to be slightly different, so just make note of that. So there's 3, chain 2, and now we're going to be coming back down this side of our square. So 3 more double crochets to finish off this corner. 3. 3 in this side space. Basically you're doing 3 double crochets in each side space, and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in each corner. 3 in this space. 3 in our next side space. 1, 2, 3. We have 1 more side space and then we'll be back at that first corner. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're at our top corner. We're going to handle that just like we did this top corner, which is our regular corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, 3 double crochets, chain 2. We're turning the corner now, 3 double crochet. Okay, 3 double crochet. Now we're going to 3 double crochet all the way back down this side. All right, so we've worked our way up the side, across the top, we're back down the side, and now we're at this first join, and I'm going to show you how we're going to handle that. So we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets in that first corner space. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and now we have our join area and then our next corner. So for this join area, to get across from this corner to that corner, we're going to chain 1, just like that. We're going to join in this join area with just a slip stitch. So just put your hook in there, pull through your yarn with a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1 more, And now we're going to do 3 double crochets into this corner space, and that has gotten us across our little join right there. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and we've essentially made it across that join space, and now we can finish off down this edge just as we would. So 3 double crochets in each space across. And now we're back to our corner. So we're only going to do half of the corner because next we're going to be bringing our other squares in to join them. So we're just going to do 3 double crochets for now. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do what we did when we joined back here, which is just a chain 1. Our next 2 squares are going to be these 2 squares. So we're going to start off by joining into this one, and I'm just going to turn my work. And now we're going to work our way back up the side of this square. So we've got our chain 1. We're going to do 3 double crochets into this corner space. So we're going to just go right in with that. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, and 3. And here's what it's looking like up close. We've got that chain 1 right here, and then we just went in with 3 double crochets. Again, we're going to be joining in each of these spaces along our side. So we're just going to go ahead, put our hook in that first space, pull up a loop, and just pull that loop through. We're just joining it with a slip stitch, and again we're going to do 3 double crochets in our next space on our new square. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And then again, we're just going to join in our next space available. So here was our first join. Our second join is going to be in our second space. So again, just put your hook in there, pull through a loop, and pull that loop through to join with a slip stitch. And then again, 3 double crochets in the side of our new square. So here's our 3 double crochets. We're going to join in this next space. Again, 3 double crochets, join, 3 double crochets, join, and then I'll show you how we're going to handle this corner. So we're just going to go in to that space, join with a slip stitch, and keep on going. All right, and now we're at our corner, and we've got our corner here. So we're going to go ahead and do part of the corner. We're going to do 3 double crochets, so 1/2 of our corner. Just like that. And now we want to join in our corner space. And be careful not to join in the space between the squares, but the actual corner space of your block. So we're going to go into the corner, join, and now we're going to come out of the corner coming down this side. So I'm going to turn my work. We're going to finish off this corner with 3 double crochets. And if you would like to, you could chain 2 there like you normally would in a corner, but I think it keeps that corner space a little bit tighter where you're joining, so I don't do any extra chains there. I just go ahead and go right into the next 3 double crochet cluster. All right, so 3, 3, 3 in this space, 3 in this space, All right, and now we're at our corner. We're going to do half of our corner because we're going to join with a new square. So 1, 2, and 3. And whenever we're joining with a new square, I like to just do one chain just to give me a little bit of space between there. We're right here. We're going to add in this square. So we did the chain 1 there. We're going to go right into this corner space with 3 double crochets. So to make my life a little easier, I'm just turning it this way. I'm going to yarn over, go into my space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's our first double crochet in that corner. We just need 2 more, like that. And then now we're again going to join this the exact same way. So in every space we're going to do a slip stitch join, 3 double crochets, join, 3 double crochets, join. And that's basically the pattern. We're just doing that over and over every time we need to join a square. So there's our slip stitch join. We're going to do 3 double crochets into our new square. So there's 3 double crochets into that new square on the side. Find our space over here, join again with a slip stitch, 3 double crochets in our new square space, side space. Every time you see a side space, 3 double crochets is going to go in there. Find our next side space to join. Join that with a slip stitch, 3 double crochets in our next side space. And now we're into our corner. So we're going to 3 double crochets into our corner. Okay, and now we're ready to join with our previous corner. All right, so we're going to find our corner from our previous one. We're going to join that with a slip stitch, just like normal. Like that. Now the only thing that I'm going to do differently is because we're joining 4 corners here instead of 2. So I've slip stitched into the corner on our orange square. We're also going to slip stitch into the corner on this yellow square. And that's just going to join all of them together. So again, yarn over, pull that through, pull that through. And now we've joined all of these together, and now we can move down this side joining this square. And I like to do that because it just brings this center together and then you don't end up with like a big hole right there. So now we're going to finish off this corner with our 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then again we're going to join in each space down the side and add 3 double crochets to our new square. So here's our first space. It's the space after our corner that we just joined to. We're joining with a slip stitch and again 3 double crochets into our new square. 1, 2, and 3. And if it helps, just lay it out in between each one. Here's our next side space. So we're just going to go into there, join with a slip stitch, and then come back to our new square and do 3 double crochets in that next side space. And that puts us down here at our corner. We're going to do 3 into our corner. 1, 2, 3. And now we're at the end and we just need to join with this. And because it's an outside edge, I am going to do the chain 1, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and we're going to turn our work, and then now we can work back down and finish off this side. So we're finishing off this corner, so we're going to do 3 more double crochets in this corner. Okay, so we finished our 2 corners joined. We've now got all of our squares joined. We started out right down here on this edge, and we came up, joined, came up, across, down, back up to join, joined, joined. And now all we have to do is the rest of our outside edge back to our starting point. So I'm going to go all the way across this outside edge back till I get back to my starting corner. At each side space, I'm doing 3 double crochet clusters in each side space. And then in each corner, we're doing the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then again, where we get down to this join, I'm going to do it just like I did over here, where I did my 3 double crochets, I chained 1, I join with a slip stitch into this space, chain 1, and then come back and finish this corner, and that'll just get me across this space right here. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and film it. I might speed it up and add in some music so that you can watch. If you need to slow that any parts down, you can do that using the little gear icon on your YouTube video, and you can just slow that down and see what I'm doing at any point. But at this point, we're in the home stretch. It's all pretty straightforward and very easy to get yourself all the way back around. So I'm going to keep going, and then I will meet you back up at our starting point. We're back across our edge, and we're back to our starting corner, and we already have 3 double crochets in this corner, so we've got half of our corner done. We just need to complete it. So we're going to do 3 double crochets in our last corner space. So 1, just keep this other thread yarn out of the way, 2 and 3, and then to finish off that corner, we're going to chain 2, and then we're just going to join to the top stitch in our first double crochet where we started. And I like to go through both legs of that stitch and then just yarn over and pull through. That joined it with a slip stitch. We still have our corner space there. We're going to yarn over one more time, pull through, and then now you can just cut your yarn right here, pull through, and weave in your ends. And that's how you do the join as you go, this join as you go method. There's actually other methods out there, but I really like this one. Now, before I move on, because we are making this into a zipper tote, I'm going to do what's called a half double crochet round around the outside edge of this. That's going to give me a little bit more yarn to work with when I'm sewing my lining fabric on, and it's also just going to give me more of a little bit of a finished edge. So as you've noticed, I have not cut my yarn, so I'm going to go ahead and place my hook back into my project. And now into each stitch along this edge, I'm going to be doing a half double crochet. So I'm going to chain up one more just to give myself some room. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going into this first stitch next to my hook, pulling up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. That's a half double crochet. We're yarning over, we're going into the stitch, pulling up a loop, so there's 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. And we're just going to do that all the way along the edge of this bag. But for now, we're going to go in each stitch and do a half double crochet all the way around the edge. Half double crochets go really fast as well, and they just give you a nice even border in my opinion. Now we're at this corner space. So I'm grabbing that last stitch there. I'm going to do a half double crochet into the corner space. I'm going to skip the join actually and just go right into this other corner space with a half double crochet. And just keep on going. So in essence, as you get to each of those join spaces, you're going to just ignore them and skip over them. And I like to do it that way because I think it gives it a nice tight edge, clean edge, and you don't have a little lump there. Sometimes if you do an extra half double crochet into that corner, that join space, you'll end up with like an extra little lump there, and I just don't like the way it looks. You can try it and pull it out if you don't like it, or you can skip it and do it the way I am. But here's what it looks like, and I just think it makes that edge look nice and clean. Okay, now we're at our corner space here, and for the corner space, I'm just going to do a half double crochet. So we've got 1 half double crochet. Per our usual corners, I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to do another half double crochet in the same corner just to get around that edge. And then we'll continue going with half double crochets down the side. So here's what that corner space looks like. I'm going to go ahead and continue all the way around the edge of the bag until I get back to my starting point, and I will meet you back here and then show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right, I've made it back around to where I started, and because I had started with my thread that was already joined, we're technically joined to this first double crochet, so I need to complete this entire corner. So I'm going to yarn over, do 1 half double crochet, chain 2, do 1 more half double crochet, and then now we're going to join just to the top of that first half double crochet stitch. I like to go through both legs again. We're going to join with a slip stitch, so yarn over and just pull through everything. And then we're going to yarn over, just pull that out. Sorry, that was off camera, but I just clipped my thread, and we're just going to pull that through. And here we go. See, as you can see, that nice outer edge that half double crochet gives. And by skipping over those join spots, I feel like it leaves a really nice edge right there. So this is going to be our finished panel for our zipper bag. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here today, and then I will join back up with you next week, and I'll show you how to put this together into a cute zipper pouch. So if you would like to join me, go ahead and make 4 granny squares. Use this join as you go method. Get your panel all ready to go, and then we'll meet you back next week, and we'll turn this into a cute zipper pouch. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Whoops, that was 4. I was talking. Okay. So we're just going to put our hoop. Why do we keep saying hoop? No?
This is fire. No cap. Keep up the drip, OG.
Pull through a loop. Ah,